Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Fortin. I'm the host of this podcast, Doers Within Emerging Markets. And I just want to share my experience with using Anchor so far. When the pandemic started, I thought about starting a podcast, and the whole idea was to bring in some really amazing folks that are doing some great work in their respective industries within the emerging markets. And the Anchor platform really helped me get the word out there and also just make it a lot easier for me to invite the guest and just share the amazing experiences they've had and the amazing work they're doing in their respective industries within the emerging markets. So it's pretty fun. You don't even worry about the technical part of making a podcast. You actually just focus more on the content. And Anchor has done it really well for me. So I will highly encourage anybody who is trying to start a podcast to try to use. Just check out Anchor, and I think you won't regret it. I'm not a technical person, but if you listen to these episodes that I've been publishing so far, it seems like I know what the technical part of it, but Anchor helps you take care of the technical part, and you just focus on the content. So feel free to check it out. I highly encourage you. Won't regret it, and it's right there. You don't pay anything. So in times like this, I think starting a podcast and getting the word out there, irrespective of what you're doing, will be a really great experience. So thank you guys for listening to my episodes. Please check out Anchor, and you will have a great time. So cheers, guys, and see you guys next episode. Thanks. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. When I was coming to Taiwan, I was excited to meet you guys. When Tai-Ku mentioned you guys, and I looked at the website, I was pretty excited. So thank you guys for coming and making this possible. So I appreciate it. Do you guys want me to just give a brief background again? Because I know I sent you guys an email about what my project is about. I can just talk about it again. Or if you have something in mind, just go ahead. Is it okay?
Yeah, just feel free that.
Yeah.
Happy to let you know that if there is any information we can help you.
Definitely. Yeah. So I actually decided to do this project for too many reasons. I think the first one was I met my principal investigator. His name is Dr. Philip Kim.
Mm-hmm.
And
at
Babson College, yes. He has been a professor of Babson for a while now. So I'm an MBA student at Babson, second year. I'll be done in May 2019. And I was thinking about emerging markets. I'm very interested in emerging markets, entrepreneurship, venture funding. But as my program was coming to a close, I was thinking of what can I really do as an MBA student to actually understand the trends in emerging markets. I think most of the study that Philip Kim had done before was to travel. He has been to Taiwan. He's actually been here at Garage Plus. And in our discussion, I felt that it was important for me to actually travel and come here to understand the thought process behind entrepreneurs in markets like Taiwan, how funding opportunities happen here. So is funding coming from the government, or is it a private investment? And most importantly, how culture and kind of the mindset of the people affect entrepreneurship in general. And I think it's best to understand it when you actually come here and actually interact with people. And I ate with Tai-Ku, and you could tell like there's some aspect of how culture has to affect the way people think here, how entrepreneurship has evolved over time. And I felt that for me to actually understand more about entrepreneurship in emerging markets like here, I have to come and visit places like Garage Plus that have been doing that created a platform for startups to build their companies from scratch and going upstairs to become a successful enterprise. So basically, in summary, I'm trying to understand what is the best way to get private investment in emerging markets. But I think before that, I need to understand what is the entrepreneurial landscape of from the very baseline, how do entrepreneurs start their companies? What are the opportunities for entrepreneurs to start their companies? What is the impact of Garage Plus to help entrepreneurs get to a point where they can get funding? and how does the government get involved in funding, and how can private investors or any other form of funding can help entrepreneurs do well in emerging markets. So that's kind of the general thing. And what I'm trying to do is just to document individual interviews and experiences, and I'll take a summation of all of them to come to kind of a conclusion of what is the best way to approach entrepreneurship from emerging markets. I was in South Korea. It's completely different from Taiwan, and I've been to Peru, China. So there's a discrepancy, but I could tell from all of them, the government has a huge role to play on how funding is being done and control funding. So feel free to give me any ideas that you have. I'm open-ended. I had some questions that I shared with Tai-Ku, but we don't have to follow that order. What's more interesting to me is to just have your story. Share me your story and how you got involved in Garage Plus, and how you see entrepreneurship in Taiwan, and how you see government funding in Taiwan, and whether there be foreign investors coming in, VC funding and stuff like that. So I actually appreciate more if you just talk about your own personal story. And I think that from that I'm able to get enough information to kind of write up what I want to write. Is that clear enough?
Yeah. But I'm very curious that.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
First, that I'm very curious about the definition of emerging market.
That is good. That's a good question.
How do you see that? Because actually for different definition, that Taiwan is emerging economy, but somehow according to some other numbers, it's also almost is a developed economy. So it depends. So I still agree with Taiwan is emerging, but somehow in some part it's a little bit mature than emerging. So you will, for different criteria, that it might be different. So sometimes because I'm also a researcher.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm also doing entrepreneurship research as well. So sometimes it's very hard to define that, because for Taiwan in many parts that it's not like in China, it's not like in Southeast Asia, it's not like Peru, that kind of situation, because the market condition is totally different. But that's open for your research. But I can introduce you more about Taiwan is that actually for Taiwan that our GDP or so GDP per capita or GNP. For GDP, we are around I think 24,000 US dollars. But if GDP for PPP for 46,000. So this is one of the number. If you count down GNP, Taiwan is more above 30,000 per capita per year. So it could be said that Taiwan is a more well-developed emerging economy.
Exactly.
Because I think why I would say that, because through many kinds of infrastructure, Taiwan is still evolving. For the finance, like for healthcare, for insurance, like some fields like digital is still evolving. It's still developing. For some fields like healthcare industry, for the living environment, general consumption, daily goods, I think it's quite well developed. So this is one of the things that you can find out a lot of supporting data through economic or from IMF or IMD report. You can find a lot of facts or which can support some of your idea. You want to define that Taiwan is emerging or is developed. So actually in Taiwan, regarding to the entrepreneurship or regarding to the companies, Taiwan we have around 1.3 million registered companies. Every year we will have more than 20,000 companies. Because Taiwan is keeping for the past 50 years a very entrepreneurial economy. Because Taiwan we are lack of resources. If you trace back to from the 1950s to the 1970s, we do the production. We import some raw material. We engineer it, manufacturing it, and export. That's like a full or some like the umbrella economy in between 50 to 70, even to the 80s. From 70s to 80s, Taiwan could put all kinds of investment into the semiconductor industry. Then later on, the next generation will be starting from the 90s and 2000. That's like a biotech. And after it's around starting from 2000, 2010, in between this decade, kind of like we have the internet economy. After 2010s, mobile. So for different stages, have a lot of entrepreneurs. But for different stages, it's the funding source. I think it's also because the industry quite characteristic different. Maybe from the business, from the funding is from at the time, the private business, and also a lot of from foreign investment, some support from US company, US government. 17 by ourselves, Taiwan. Venture capital started from the 19th. We have the private venture capital, so a lot of investment goes to the semiconductor. Then later I mentioned about tech. The investment also mostly from Taiwan private ventures. Okay, so but recent years, Taiwan's venture used to be I think top or second in Asia. I think because of semiconductor industry. But for recent years, the ventures or the finance, they go through different economy or they invest in foreign market. There's not too many early stage ventures in Taiwan compared to Silicon Valley or compared to China. So nowadays, some of the early stage companies, they rely. Also, another thing is that the economic status of the people in Taiwan getting better and better. As I mentioned, to more than 30,000. GDP is about 24,000. So many people, many entrepreneurs start their startup based on their own salary deposit. They don't rely a lot on the seed funding So most of the people, they can have use their to start their own business. Then later on, maybe they were looking for angel investment. And this kind of fund, they are all from the private sector. Of course, in Taiwan, the governments, like the other country government in this region, the Taiwan governments, they have around maybe 80 to 100 different kind of projects or subsidy for industry or different purpose. For the early stage companies, they can apply. So this is very similar to Korea or China. Actually, there are a lot of government support. So later maybe. So I think nowadays that actually the financial sectors in Taiwan goes quite well, but their challenges go into digitize our financial industry of Taiwan. But actually, from the capital, it's very good from for the private equity round or IPO round. In between that, maybe it's around Series A or Series C. In between Series A, Series C, there is not too many ventures focused on this stage.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think this is a general status in Taiwan.
General status in Taiwan.
But the other side is that maybe you need to compare for different kind of industry. So given that the modern startups, the modern world of startup like the Silicon Valley or China from the internet business. Okay. So this sector and some of the tech venture, I say tech venture is that they rely on heavy investment into asset or heavy investment into like artificial intelligence. This sector rely on venture capital fund. But for the other lifestyle business, it's like a food and beverage. There are a lot of very good, very nice restaurants and beverage startups in Taiwan. For that kind of industry, actually Taiwan funding part is quite good. Even in Taiwan, there are a lot of restaurants. They can go IPO. So you may think about that. It's from the overview that it depends on you need to see what kind of startup sectors you are looking into. Maybe for like an internet business or for some tech venture, they are facing different kind of challenges. But people in Asia, They love to eat, they love to drink. So many of the startup teams doing food and beverage business, they can do franchising, licensing in the Asia Pacific region very quickly.
Definitely. Yeah.
So the founding source is totally different.
Definitely. I think that's amazing history. I think she knows stuff. I think one of the issues we faced early on was to define which countries are emerging markets, and I think that's something that it took us a while to specify which countries that I should go and visit. And I think for the aspect of private funding and on why I consider Taiwan as one of those countries to visit was we're looking from the perspective of if on the baseline, right? Let me say, for instance, in the United States, if you want to start a company, there's already a financial sector in place. The infrastructure is already in place that you can just start a company. You don't need to go through. It takes a day to start a company in the US. You just need to register a website. I mean, if you get an LLC, it will take you 3 days, and you get the LLC registered. That 10 over time is what we consider as fully developed market. So we're looking through the lens of how can you start a tertiary company, like a tech company. How long does it take you to start from start to finish, build your tech company to be considered as a registered company from the government perspective? So when we look at it from that perspective, we say, okay, what are the countries that they don't take too long to start a company, like a tertiary company, but they also have, when you do start those companies, they have that ability to get people employed, you can get high level of profitability, and you can actually provide the environment for other startups to build, right? You can actually provide an ecosystem for other startups to build. And what actually interested us is that when we used Babson's Global Entrepreneurship Index, Taiwan came up as one of those countries that there was they were at the inflection point where tech companies are really growing really fast, and you can actually have the ability to start tech companies very quickly. And that was the interest for us. And I think more specifically, we're more focused on tech companies, if I didn't clarify that early on, and how quickly they are able to start, and also how the ecosystem is changing so quickly and rapidly for development of platforms like this. They can have the mentorship, you can have collaborations with MIT to actually create a framework for people to actually build those really high-tech companies. So that's kind of what we're thinking about. I think for food and beverage and all those kind of more local businesses that have to do with inventories and stuff, that was something that was a secondary thought, but it was more about how can we actually focus on those tech companies and where is the funding coming from. I think that was kind of where specifically we're trying to target. But at the same time, it didn't hurt us to actually just think about, to have information about the broader perspective of entrepreneurship as a whole. But if I wanted to focus more on that, it would be more tertiary, more specific to tech companies. And I think that was something that sort of is similar to some of the other countries I've visited. They have that, you could tell the tech company is something that the government hasn't gotten close to understanding more, and you have a lot of private investment that's trying to come in there to kind of fill the void. It's not all 100% guaranteed, but you can tell there's a lot of private players that help in the sector. But definitely, I think your complete assessment is complete.
Yeah, just give you an overview.
No, definitely.
Even like a Uber or Grab.
Yes.
Still the transportation business.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but they may be incorporate some new technology.
Exactly.
So for food and beverage business, they can also embed it with technology. So
exactly.
Sometimes it's very hard to define.
It's very hard to define.
But I should know that why it's about the emerging part.
Yes, exactly.
In this region in Taiwan.
Exactly.
So there are various kind of entrepreneurs,
Definitely.
various kind of startup companies here.
Yeah, definitely. It's broad. But man, thanks for the details. I think I needed that to actually get a full breadth of your own perspective with
Yeah,
understanding
because
emerging markets.
maybe compared to
Yeah.
China,
Yeah.
maybe from the mobile internet part, Taiwan is not that advanced like China.
Yes.
But in Taiwan, many startup, many new business, they will incorporate cultural side.
Yes.
So regarding to the cultural creativity and about the history, some innovation based on the cultural base.
Yes.
In Taiwan, that's very good.
Taiwan is very
Yeah,
good.
so
Yes, that makes sense.
they will have we
Yeah.
will have some different kind of characteristic
Yes.
in how we see the business or how the service like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think in China, even the WeChat, so I was in China this past summer, and the WeChat, just the tech base, like WeChat, you could pay your bills, you could do everything on WeChat. And you guys have WeChat here too. But I mean, like the tech industry was so developed. And I remember there was one time a friend of mine tried to buy something with cash, and the guy said, "No, we don't accept cash. You need to pay with WeChat."
Yeah.
And it was very interesting because even the US will still use cash, but I think China so far is so advanced in terms of fintech, if you can say so.
Yeah, because there's also another different issue like in Korea and Taiwan because the issue rate,
Yes,
the issue volume of the credit card is a very high volume. So in Korea or in Taiwan, the credit card penetration is quite high.
Oh, okay.
And the convenience store is everywhere. We have a different kind of media for payment.
Okay.
But in China, it's very hard to build the infrastructure. It's very hard for them to have credit. People in China, they cannot loan easily because people don't have credit.
Okay.
So that's why when WeChat launched, when Alipay launched, everyone with mobile phone, they can receive money.
Exactly.
But it's very hard for them to go to bank, go to a bank to open an account.
Exactly.
They cannot get even a debit card.
Yes.
Even for that debit card, it's very hard for them, for a general person to receive that. So I think because of this kind of difficulties, and because of the very bad credit of the maybe third tier, fourth tier bank. So that's why when Alibaba or Tencent, they launched WeChat, they launched Alipay, because they said everyone can use it. Initially, they don't have any kind of credit or auditing process.
Okay.
So that's why it just
Exactly. I think
the market.
I think when Alipay launched and this Jack Ma, he was saying the lack of credit scores in China is limiting small businesses to get loans from government, but with Alipay they could
initially, like Alibaba, they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care about the credit issue.
Yes.
It's because they are not like the banking system. They rely on all the auditing process. So they are not rely on the deposit part.
Yes.
Ali and WeChat, that depends on the transactions,
exactly.
cash flow transactions, so they can build a business.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, this is good stuff.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good way for people in China. They can use this way to do transaction. They can have a commercial business.
Definitely.
Activities, the commerce activities.
I think that opened a lot of opportunities to rural areas as well, to have access to some of these goods and services as well, right? And also give them a platform to build customers, right? And they that help live.
So another thing, the recent issue in Taiwan, people also talking that, like in China or in Ali, they have the new retail business. Like Amazon, they launched their peopleless.
Amazon
no
is in China?
people, that 无人商店。商店 is the retail store.
Retail store. Okay.
Yeah, Alibaba, they launched their use artificial intelligence. They launched a physical store without staff.
Nobody.
No staff inside. But however, in Taiwan is that in Taiwan and in Japan, some convenience store or some market, they also do some job, but they decided to close that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't enhance any convenience.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but because in Taiwan or in Japan, there are many innovation, many retail innovation or innovative services are all maybe not online. They are offline.
They're offline.
And in like a convenience store in Taiwan, we will have a very different convenience store or supermarket chain. you can do a lot of all kinds of business inside. For finance, for payment, for laundry service, for everything you can think about that. Yeah, so the innovation in Taiwan and Japan are more similar in this way.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not everything online, but if you go to a convenience store, you can stay with it with all kinds of service.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a different kind of innovation for people, but it also incorporates different kind of technology. Also with AI inside, with the kiosk there, you can do a lot of services. Also delivery service, telecom service, everything.
I think there's this startup it came from Boston. It's beach box, so you can actually order your own clothes online and you can do your measurements on your computer. So it's like basically use AI and you don't need to go into a physical store to measure your clothes. You just in front of the computer you can do your measurements.
Measurement for what?
Your clothes. To buy clothes.
Oh, okay.
And you don't need to go to the store. You just do the measurements online and you send it. And he takes a picture, you send it, and you get your order, and it counts very the right measurement. I heard there's something like that in Taiwan.
Yeah, there are
similar.
There are some companies doing this kind of VR related, but it's not still evolving because people's behavior, consumer behavior, still the people they like to shop online, also physical store, but they are not many people they will take photo from their body. Exactly. But there are also some VR and AR companies that are doing like this kind of business for the real estate business. Also for many years I think that for this kind of startup you mentioned that the first case I heard was around 2004 or 2005. But I think that's because of the consumer behavior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's some cool stuff.
Yeah, for many years Taiwan also have startups in doing this way, but they're not success.
They're not success, yeah. Because they have to.
You have to convince your consumers, your clients that will use this way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can't change consumer behavior. It's hard to force.
So the most popular way here is that you have a lot of KOL.
What's KOL?
Key opinion leader.
Oh, key opinion leader. Okay.
Online they do live casting. They can sell all kinds of goods, sell clothes. Yeah. Or do online bidding. Yeah, this kind of.
Okay.
Business. Yeah.
That's cool stuff. He knows the stuff. That's cool.